South Vinemont means a lot to me. I love the little town, the people that live there, and I've been involved with the town for years and years. We're at a point now, we've worked the last few years getting infrastructure ready. Everything that a town needs to move forward is there, either residential, industrial, or if you just want to come in as a visiting resident, is there. We're ready for growth in businesses, in home building. We have a fantastic school, a very, very good fire department, a scout building, active scouts, which a lot of little towns don't have. We also have a great group of citizens. They're very supportive. Anything that we have tried to do, they have stood behind us. Right now, we're building a $1.3 million sports complex. We plan to open it between Christmas and Thanksgiving. It will have 5 fields, a 40-by-40 concession stand, 240 parking spaces, and the road built in. When we do open, we will not owe a penny on this, and the community won't have payments to make. I think it's a very good thing, not just for the young people, but if you involve young people, the parents, grandparents, uncles and aunts will be there. Thank you.
My name's Robert Swihart. I'm not a very good speaker because the first time I've ever been in front of a crowd. The reason I want to be the mayor is to improve a population growth and make the town bigger and better and get something for the veterans and just whoever else I can do it for. But I prayed long and hard. I wasn't going to run. I talked to the mayor and I decided that I would try it. But I'm not, I'm not a man of many words, but I sure would appreciate every vote I can get and to be the mayor to do what the best I can.
In my opening statement, I said that all the infrastructure was there. There is already interest in new businesses. We have 2 new businesses that have already bought license. That will be, one of the buildings is already constructed. It will be an emporium. We also have a garage that is going to be put there. We've had some inquiries on some other things coming into the town. They're beginning to realize that the sewage is there and every facility that a growing town needs is already in place. Our last census, as far as a growing population, we gained 346 citizens in the last census that was taken. To me, that's quite outstanding because part of the small towns lost almost that many residents. We're just, I guess, a working group that is standing behind what we believe in, and that is a democracy and a government by the people, for the people, and we're their servant. Thank you.
I would think if we get more population and more property and stuff, we'd have places for businesses to build new business and stuff and work with other organizations and find out what business we can get. We need restaurants and stuff to take care of the complex we're building, and we just need more businesses to help us to take care of the town as it grows.
I think my terms as mayor is a perfect example of priority of what the mayor needs to do. When I came into politics, my platform, the 2 things that I ran on was sewage and the sports complex. Once I was elected and I began to investigate which was needed more, I found that South Vinemont had a very, very serious health hazard problem. Septic tanks had started to refuse to take drainage. When it rained, we had certain areas that the bathroom didn't work. If it rained one day, you couldn't flush the commode. If it rained 5 days, you couldn't flush the commode. I got the list of homes that was affected and went to the health department and talked to, I believe her name was Donna at that time. When I showed her the list I had and the addresses, she checked them and then she looked at me and she said, "Let me show you my list." It was about twice as long as mine. That is the reason that the sports complex took a second place.
I think the position of a mayor is to listen to people and pick out the important things and work on that and go from there to the smaller ones and do the best you can and try to just work with the council and people you can trust and try to get things done and do the best you can with the people that are involved. I don't think the legal sales in Vinemont would be beneficial. The county, if the county passed it, they have no ordinances to control anything. I think everything, start building bars and everything else, and we really have a lot of problems. But as far as I'm, it's up to the people and the voters to decide what to do. But up to me, I don't think Vinemont would be good to have a legal sales of alcohol.
With the referendum coming up for a vote, our town is so small, we are not allowed to choose which way we would vote. So many days, you have so many days to set up and let the people of your area, if the county should go wet, we still have a chance of setting up for a vote whether or not we would go wet or we would stay dry. And I think that is something that we would need to leave up to our citizens. I know what my preference would be, but there again, I'm the servant of Vinemont. Whatever their decision would be is what I would stand behind. The main agenda is to finish the ball complex. I know that Coleman has parks that has really brought in money. They've brought in people from other areas, and I'm hoping that our municipal park will help with that. Also, we still have land left from the 32.5 acres. When we finish the ballparks, we've got room to build soccer fields, practice fields, a track. In one area, there's a perfect place for an outdoor theater. And I know one of our council has mentioned that. It would be unique for Coleman County to have that. There's so many things that small towns can use and need. Our school doesn't have a track, and I watch the young people out on our street. I would dearly love to, one of the first things is to put a track over there and say, "Hey, this is your practice area. Please stay off of the street."
If I got elected, the first thing I'd do is finish the sports complex for the mayor, and from there I would go to the Veterans Administration, see if we couldn't get something in that walking trail park for the veterans, and build some place for the people to go and have families and meet and cook out and all that kind of thing, and just have a good time. And whatever I can do for the people, I sure would try to do, and do my best. It's very important. They can do a lot for us, help us with the roads and keep everything up. And they can help us so much with their equipment they have already. And we just work well with them, and we'll just keep going to do well.
The Mayor's Commission Association in Coleman is very important to our area. We work real well together. I was chairman of that committee for 1 year. We support one another because the way the taxes are divided, they're divided according to the citizens that you have. If Holly Pond gets something or Hansville gets something and they bring in tax, it all goes into the same bowl. They count the citizens, and I get my share of taxes. I know this remark was made just recently at one of our mayor's meetings. We have the most support of one another right now that they have known in quite some time. Like Bob said, if we need something, can I help you? Could you use so-and-so? And we've used bulldozers from another area. We've used backhoes from another area. We're fixing to have our streets striped from another area, simply because we don't have the equipment. And if we talk with them, they will step in and be glad to help you. As soon as we finish so-and-so project, just come get, like the bulldozer. We didn't even go get it. They loaded it on their trailer and brought it to us. I think that Coleman County is outstanding. I think one of the strengths that would be needed is experience. I've been in office for 4 terms, or 16 years as mayor. I served as 10 years on council so I could learn some of the ropes. Some of the skills is negotiating with grant groups, elected officials in Montgomery, elected officials in Washington. In fact, Mike Graves and I spent yesterday morning with the ADECA, which is the grant group we got $250,000 from for our ball fields. Without them, you won't survive. You've got to turn in your application, and then you have got to keep attending meetings to let them know that you do want the money, you need the money, and you're willing to work for the money. The people have stood behind us every step of the way, and we really appreciate that.
What I'm bringing as mayor, I work well with people and get along with everybody, and I don't know about ADECA or anything like that. I've never been to any of the meetings, but if I need to, I sure will approach them and everyone else I can to help the town and do the best I can with anything. Well, that's what I'm hoping for, is to expand the community further north and east and west, so we can have some of these things for the people of Vinemont. And if we can do that, we can get more restaurants and everything else that we want, if we can do that. So I just hope that I get enough votes to be able to try to do that for people.
During my term, we have annexed going south. We meet Coleman lines on the east side of the highway. On the west side of the highway, when I talked to the board of the Ag Center, they were a county entity and they preferred to keep it that way. I don't know if they've gone with Coleman. I haven't been back and visited with them. But we have had a legislative act passed to annex going north. We can annex off of the right-of-way to Road 1284, or when you start down the mountain to Hurricane Creek Park, it's the last street before you get to the park entrance on the south side. On Old 31, or Road 1223, which goes behind the skating rink, the Legislation Act covers to the overpass of I-65. We do intend, when we can take these areas in and support them, to incorporate, but you've got to look at the roads, any roads that is in that area. The state will take care of the 2 highways, but there's some streets and roads that the county takes care of. Once we annex that town or those areas in, we're responsible for that blacktopping and replacing of pavement. You have to sit down with a pencil and I guess you'd say you're a pencil pusher, but you've got to be sure that you can support that area before you annex it in. Hopefully, the way that we're growing, and I think that we're growing steadily, and I would say 4 to 5 years, we will be annexing going north. We have people coming. We would like to thank the Chamber of Commerce because I think they do a good job of getting the names of our small towns out. With the support of each town and the support of the Chamber of Commerce, we have special events. Our town, the first Friday night of each month, has what we call jam session. Fantastic bluegrass, country, and gospel music. We have it at our Scout Center. The great room seats 100. We have standing room only part of the nights, and we have from 35 to 40 musicians, good musicians. If you haven't been, I'd like to invite you. This is our town's way of saying thank you for supporting us, for living here, for working in our area.
I think the Chamber of Commerce is a great organization, and I plan on working well with them, and they can do a lot for us, and just hope that we can do something for them too. And I don't know what all they do or anything, but I heard they are really a good organization, and I'm be proud to work with them if I get that chance. The park where there's the walking trail, we could have jam sessions for young people and put pavilions up there and have them get together and just have a good time, maybe once a month or so, and hopefully get them started to like to come to Vinemont, ball fields or soccer fields or whatever we have, that they'd be welcome to come and have a good time, and I hope they do. And plus we'll have other things for them in the future. Maybe something in the Scout Center or something, dances or just anything to get them there, just to help them have a good time.
We're very fortunate to have our Scout Center. The Scouts are active, Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts. We've had several Eagles earned at that building, and the girls work on their gold and their silver medals. In fact, a young girl came the other day and asked permission to use the building through the week. She said, we are collecting good, usable clothes for school children, and we want to let them come and try them on at the Scout Center. And that way, if they're not able to buy new clothes for school, then they will have some different ones to start with. Our school system is doing a fantastic job as far as good schools go. I think we have one of the top schools in the county, and I'm very proud of the staff and the principals. The young people will utilize our ball fields. I think that once we get started over there, they won't have to look for something to do. There will be something available. It will be handy for their parents. And a lot of grandparents right now see after the kids because the parents are working. If we can keep it convenient for the family, that will help keep our kids at home. What I've said quite often, thank you for your support. We've grown in areas that we were merely looking at 4 years ago. We have programs underway, up and going, that we only talked about a few years ago. And without the people and the citizens' support, without the community's support, there is no way that you can produce things that the whole community will enjoy. One of the things that I'm thanked for, I've had so many people come up and say, you don't just work for the inside of your town limits. Each thing that you and your council get, the whole community receives. And I think that's the way it should be. If we support one another, we'll be successful.
Well, if I'm elected mayor in 4 years, I would thank everybody for whatever we accomplished, and hope that we keep doing that accomplishments in different areas. And I just hope the population gets to where we can just keep on growing and growing. And in 4 years, I will thank everybody for all their help, and the council people I work with, they're a big part of it. And I just want to do the best I can, and in 4 years, I'll thank everybody I can. Sometimes I might even have a meeting at the town center with the town of Vinemont, and just enjoy people and thank them for all the help and everything I can do. I'm satisfied with the direction we are now, because people are proud of the schools they go to instead of having just one, and I don't think they would go for it, but I'm really satisfied the way it is now. Everybody has a good time, and they fight for their school, their football and all that stuff. They enjoy themselves and are proud of their schools they go to.
I agree with Bob. I think we should keep it like it is, because I remember years and years ago when I was in school, the pride I had, hey, I'm from so-and-so. And at that time, Vinemont didn't have a high school. My class was split. The people that lived south of Vinemont School caught the bus and went to Coleman. The people that lived north of the school went by bus to West Point. We only went through the ninth grade there, and we transferred to Coleman. I enjoyed it. It was a great school. The people were nice, but it wasn't Vinemont. I think we're always partial to the school that we attend the most years. And as far as the tax revenue and all, I think we should stay where we are, because it seems that a lot of the government thinks if they have a monetary problem, let's raise taxes. And that doesn't always work. It kind of puts pressure on the people. So I think my vote, if I was voting for that, would just stay where we are tax-wise with schools. Again, I would like to thank you for being here. I would like to thank the airport and the cafe here for having us tonight. Vinemont is a very special area. We have quite a bit of history. In case none of you knew, the stagecoach line tracks, our trail runs through our town. The stagecoach depot was right outside our town limits. The spring that furnished mineral waters years ago, people would take vacations and come to Vinemont, and they had 2 hotels. They would stay for a week merely to get out and hike in the woods and drink the mineral water. And the reason I'm telling this, I talked with an attorney in Decatur probably about 15 years ago, and when he found out where I was from, he said, let me tell you about your area. He said, when I was a child, we looked forward to summer because we caught the train and went to Vinemont. For people to remember such simple things, which was major back then, but such simple things so vividly, I think we have a real good history of the people in the area.
And I want to thank everybody for coming here at this forum, and I would appreciate your prayers, and I will do my best. And I thank the mayor for being so understanding when I talked to her about running for mayor. And we get along so well in the council that I just thought I want to do more for the town of Vinemont. So that's why I sure appreciate y'all showing up. And that's about it.